Every time we get to meet people, and one of the most favorite questions will be, how are you? And sometimes do you feel pressured to say, I'm fine, good, great, excited, when really you're not okay? In this video, I'll talk about the importance of a safe place and being a safe place for others. Let's go. Alright, so welcome to this video. My name is pastormonoyo if you're meeting me for the first time, and on this channel I talk about all things productivity and growth aimed at getting your life, my life, better and better every day. So this is like a follow-up episode to the mental health series that I started, and today I'll be talking about a safe place. Now, what is a safe place? A safe place is one where a person is able to grow mentally and physically with others. A place where someone cares about you and your feelings. A place where you are not afraid to express your feelings and thoughts and also allow others to do the same. The first characteristic of a safe environment is trust. The world is filled with a whole lot of distress. We can all attest to the fact that it is a really difficult time. If you read the scriptures, the Bible says that in the last days, I believe it's in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 from verse 1, it says that there will be difficult times that will be very hard to bear. Now, with the pandemic and all of the things that have happened with the economy and life in general, you can know that even the best of us at this time is just trying to, learn how to walk above the waters as we trust God, and then we move on. But one thing that I've come to understand is that, like we said, what a safe place is that we all have to learn to be emotionally aware and available for each other in a time like this, so that we can create that environment where people do not really feel pressured to act okay, feel okay, sound okay, and they can be able to really open up themselves, and they can be heard and also be heard. Now, one thing that really bothers me because of my environment where I grew up and the kind of activities that I have seen across my life. Now, first of all, I'm African, so I grew up in an African home, in an African society, and also I am Christian, so I grew up in the church. Now, these are, I don't know, from my own experience, it has really been quite difficult, having safe places around this communities. First of all, we're not so used to opening up our feelings as Africans, from my own experience. So you just have to get good grades, and people are not really vocal about a whole lot of things that goes on in their life. We're not used to things like therapy, or having time to journal or talk to people, like just wake up and you have people even say, like, who cares about your feelings, things like that. And I would say I had it better, and I grew up in a home where my parents were, yes, sometimes we were able, I just, from growing up and talking to other people, I believe my parents did a great job, because at least in my home we spend our time to analyze issues and talk about things till we come up with an answer, or at least an understanding. And on the other side, yes, I spoke about my African home. I grew up in the church, and one of the things I would like to say is that the church should actually be a safe place. I mean, a place where people they don't have to put up an act or put up a certain way of feeling, and they could be heard and also hear others. But one thing I came to find out even growing up is that, unfortunately, I think from my own experience, most times it's not really that way. One thing I've come to find out is that most Christians pride in knowing people, including myself. I've been working with people since I was a kid, but I find out that most times most Christians are more judgmental, and I don't think it's intentional, but not emotionally aware in the sense that sometimes we try to take the truth of the scriptures and just shove it down the necks of people, and don't really care about how they feel. So what is this video all about? It's not to point fingers or throw stones, but it's just to awaken each and every one of us that people really need to be heard, and you also need to speak up. If there is anything that you're not really comfortable with in your life, maybe you're dealing with depression, maybe you're dealing with traumas, maybe you're dealing with insecurity, I have people that I could talk to. And like I said from the beginning, one characteristic of a safe place is that place or that person where you can be heard and you can hear them too, without the sense of being judged, or without a certain standard of being held up to. I remember a story of, there was a time I went to church and someone just held my hand and asked a gentle question: how are you? From the very point of sincerity, I broke down in tears, because in a very long while, that was the first time that question really meant something. In as much as we may complain that the places where we are may not be safe places, I would want everyone to try to find someone out there that you really can talk to, you can open up yourself to. I know that the safest of all places is Christ. The Bible says that he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. But how does God really feel close to us? God feels very close to us by people around us. So I want to encourage each and every one of us to create a safe atmosphere where people can really talk and really be heard, and where people will be less criticized and rather helped to achieve their goals, where people would not feel the need to put up a performance, but they will subscribe more to growth. If we can build this environment of trust, and I must really emphasize on this word trust before this video rounds up. Trust is not a word that we place on a position, okay? So you can't just tell me trust me because you're my father, or trust me because I'm your mother, or I'm a father. Trust me because I'm your brother. Trust me because I'm your sister. Trust me because I'm your leader. No, trust is a word that comes from my experience. If we want people to trust us, I think people throw words like, I can't believe you don't trust me. Trust me on this issue. I want you to trust me. Now, these are not the things that provoke trust, and these are not the things that really makes a person to trust another, to be open before them. But it's my experience with you that will tell me whether I should trust you or not. So more than throwing out trust as just a word, I think that we should be more conscious. I think everyone should be given to self-awareness, empathy, good communication, forgiving spirit, and forgiveness should be given and accepted in a place where it is really where it's really open. And I think that if we all become safe places for others, hear people out when there is a conflict, rather than just being combative, we try to find a way of bringing out solution, I think the world will be a safer place. I believe that the Church of the Living God, which I believe should be one of the safest places where people should find themselves, will be better. So I don't know if I made really much sense with this video, but I think for mental health, we all need safe places. Please get someone to talk to. And one thing that also helps me is journaling. I try to write down my thoughts and how I really feel. I have brothers that I really trust, and of course, there was some time ago my dad called, I think 2 months ago, and he said, remember, there's only one place you have in the world, and that is home. If you ever need anything, if you ever need anyone, if you're defeated, remember that I'm always there for you. He doesn't know how much that word really meant to me. I felt safe. I felt like at the end of it all, I have someone that I can trust. I believe that we must create that atmosphere where someone can trust us, and we also should open up for someone to trust us. So safe place is needed for mental health. Thank you so much for listening, and please check the video, my first video about mental health and what really drives and motivates you. If you haven't subscribed in this channel, I'll be talking about more touchy issues and more emotional issues that will help us get better. So please subscribe if you like something like this, and if you're just a person who likes to improve. God bless you and see you next time. Bye.